Hi there, all members from the vinyl community and of course all other YouTubers who are watching this video. This is Ingrid from the Netherlands again, aka Rocking Lupa, and this is going to be my second video in my response to Memphis Vinyl Gym and the Mrs. Perfect 10s. And so in the first part I already showed you all the CDs, which are in my opinion perfect 10s. And now in this part I will show you my perfect 10s LPs. Because Memphis Jim, he told us in his video that it didn't matter which format you wanted to show, as long as they are perfect 10s in your opinion. So yeah, and I guess just like almost every member in the VC, we all do have a very large collection, so it's very hard to just pick a few you know, albums to show to everybody, because you know there are always yeah, albums in the collection which might be a perfect 10 too, but you know, if I want to show all my perfect 10s, I guess I just could fill a whole week with videos, you know, and I don't think that will be pretty much the meaning of this thread, you know. So yeah, I just picked a few, and so you already have seen my perfect 10s CDs, and these in this video I will show you the LPs, okay? But to be honest, I think it's better to split this LP video also, because yeah, I grabbed a few metal related LPs, but I also grabbed some LPs with other musical styles, you know, so, and actually quite a lot. So yeah, before the video will get too long again, I will split this, you know, the perfect 10s LPs video in a metal part and a part for just other musical styles. Okay? Well, let's start with the metal first. And the first metal related LP, which is a perfect 10 in my opinion, is of course Let There Be Rock by AC/DC. And I think you might be noticed that this is a recent vinyl find also. So and but you know, of course it has great AC/DC hits, like of course Whole Lotta Rosie, and yeah, of course the title song Let There Be Rock, but also the original singer Bon Scott. You can still hear him on this LP, you know, and yeah, so that's an extra bonus for this LP, I guess. And so this is why I picked this one as the perfect 10 for AC/DC. Let There Be Rock. Another metal, real, yeah, great metal LP is of course State of Euphoria by Anthrax. And it's very nice to notice that my son, he will turn 15 years old on the 23rd of July, so next month. But yeah, he's always, when I'm looking for my LPs or my CDs, I always have to look at his room these days, because you know, he often plays Anthrax and Megadeth and Metallica, those kinds of albums. So it's very nice to notice that he is very interested in this kind of music too. So yeah, but yeah, Anthrax, you know, great album. This is also definitely a perfect 10 to me, and it's one of the most underrated hard rock metal bands in history, in my opinion, because it's Anvil. And this is of course the album Metal to Metal. And I'm sure the real metal fans here in the VC, like for example 8, so Pussy, and Lazarus, and maybe even more metal fans here, yeah, they will surely agree that Anvil, you know, they were such an excellent metal band. So perfect 10. Also a perfect 10 in my opinion in the hard rock metal music is definitely Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Of course with Ozzy Osbourne, and this is a very nice gatefold. Great album, you know, every single track, it's really stunning. Perfect 10. Then I have 2 LPs by just one band, because I really couldn't choose again, and I almost hear Derek thinking now when I show these LPs, because they are both by Bon Jovi, and I know that Derek once said that he didn't like Bon Jovi, and of course, you know, everybody is free to have their own opinion, and we all have our own musical taste, you know, and but yeah, to be honest, yeah, Bon Jovi, maybe it might be a kind of commercialized kind of, yeah, poppy hard rock, but you know, if you look further, you know, beyond, you know, you definitely have to agree that all the band members of Bon Jovi are just excellent musicians. You know, I've seen Bon Jovi playing live in concert, and you know, even though, especially in the mid-80s, of course they were very you know, very popular to teenagers, and you know, but I definitely think Bon Jovi, they wrote so many great songs, you know, and they are so very yeah, the musicians are just excellent, and especially the guitarist, of course, Richie Sambora. He is such an underrated guitarist. I really think he is. You know, this guy, he can play so much more than he only does in Bon Jovi. I think he has so much more, yeah, to show us, you know. And so I'm really very glad that he is busy with a new solo album now. And yeah, I have his first 2 solo albums, because he only released 2 until now, and they're almost from 20 years ago already, but especially the first album, Stranger in This Town, you know, and I already I also showed you that CD in the CD part of the Perfect 10s. If you don't know that album yet, please check it out, because it's so really an awesome album, you know, and he shows us really how what an excellent vocalist he is too, you know, and he has such a soulful voice, and his guitar playing is very bluesy, and you know, he's so great, and yeah, especially of course this is the album which I bought first as a teenager, and Slippery When Wet. And of course this album, you know, the whole album could be, all the tracks could be singles, you know. Let It Rock, You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer, Wanna Dead or Alive, Raise Your Hands, I Die For You, Without Love, Never Say Goodbye, Wild in the Street, you know. Every single track is just really stunning to me. And also their next album, which they released after Slippery When Wet, is New Jersey. And this is also such a great album. Lay Your Hands on Me, Bad Medicine, Born to Be My Baby, Living in Sin, Blood on Blood, Homebound Train, Wild as the Wind, you know, all those tracks. You know, what do I need to say about more? You know, and yeah, again, Derek, I hear you thinking, oh my gosh, she has Bon Jovi, but yeah, I don't hide it. I don't hide my taste in music, and you know, I'm very honest with you that I am really a big Bon Jovi fan, and I do have all their entire collection on CD at least, and I do have some LPs too, but yeah, you know, Bon Jovi is still one of my most favorites, yeah, hard rock bands. It's yeah, it's I don't think that real metal fans will appreciate Bon Jovi, kind of, because I think they are just too poppy in their eyes. But you know, once you have seen Bon Jovi playing live, you know, you really must admit, even if you don't like Bon Jovi, you must admit they're just perfect musicians. So that's why I choose these two LPs as perfect 10s. Bon Jovi. Another perfect 10 LP. This is the self-titled LP, Bad English. And of course, with the lead vocalist John Waite, you know, from the Babies, and of course other members. They were of course from Journey, like for example Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain, and yeah, you know, all the songs which appear on this album also could have been on a Journey album as well, you know. And as you all know, I'm such a big Journey fan, so and from all kinds of good AOR music. So I really enjoy this album, and you know, the tracks Best of What I Got, Heaven is a 4-letter word, Possession, Forget Me Not, When I See You Smile, what a stunning track, and you know, it's just great music. So perfect 10 to me. And I really recommend Bad English if you are really into good AOR music. And if you don't know that album yet, check it out. Another great, yeah, melodic hard rock AOR kind of music. And I think it's almost, yeah, I think almost, yeah, it's from 1990, so also about 20 years ago already. But I still think this is a really stunning album. It's a self-titled LP by the Damn Yankees. You know, tracks like Coming of Age and High Enough, Come Again, yeah, all those kinds of tracks, and especially High Enough, what a stunning track, you know. And one of the band members, of course, was Ted Nugent, and yeah, he's also a very well-known figure in the metal scene, of course. And yeah, Damn Yankees, really recommended, perfect 10. I don't know, yeah, if it's a good idea to pick a compilation album for the perfect 10s, but yeah, I just did because you know, all the perfect tracks are on this album, because it's the very best of Deep Purple. You know, Black Knight, Speed King, Fireball, Strange Kind of Woman, Child in Time, Woman in Tokyo. I could go on and on. Perfect 10. And of course, this vocalist definitely has to be in this perfect 10 thread. Of course, Dio. By the way, I'm also wearing a Ronnie James Dio t-shirt. Maybe you already noticed that, but yeah, you know, Ronnie James Dio, he passed away 2 years ago. You know, he was really much too young. He died from cancer, and he was such an excellent vocalist, and really a big inspiration, and at least you know, a big inspiration to all metal vocalists, and you know, he was such a great singer. So, and this is of course yeah, you know, the LP with Stand Up and Shout, Holy Diver, Gypsy, Caught in the Middle, you know, all those kind of Strange Through the Heart, Rainbow in the Dark, you know, really stunning album. Yeah. Perfect 10. And then an LP I already have seen in the video from 8 or Putzi for the VC, and yeah, I can only agree with that, you know. Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory by Dream Theater is really a perfect 10, you know, and you know, you just have to listen to the whole album, and through her eyes, perfect track. And yeah, of course, The Spirit Carries On. What a beautiful song, beautiful lyrics, you know. Perfect 10. Really recommend it. Also perfect 10 from 1986, and yeah, I don't know if real metal fans will consider this as hard rock, because it's also quite poppy, but you know, yeah, it's still one of my most favorite hard rock, melodic hard rock albums. It's the Final Countdown by Europe, you know, and I still think it's one of their best albums. Perfect 10. Also perfect 10 to me, it's Introduce Yourself by Faith No More. You know, among others, We Care a Lot, and all those kinds of tracks. You just have to check this album out, because it's really great. Yeah, it's awesome to listen to. Perfect 10. Another perfect 10. You know, I'm such a big AOR fan, and this is definitely one of the best AOR bands ever existed, besides Journey, because you know, of course, Journey is just the top of the AOR, but this is definitely also one of the greatest AOR bands, and this is of course Last of the Runaways by Giant. And I played this record for hours and hours, and I still could listen, you know, I just can't stop listening to this record. Great album. You know, I'm a Believer, Innocent Days, I Can't Get Close Enough, I'll See You in My Dreams, no, Shake Me Up, It Takes Two, Hold Back Tonight. You know, every single track on this album is just great, excellent AOR music. So if you are an AOR fan and you don't know this album yet, you just have to grab this somewhere. Last of the Runaways, Giant, perfect 10, almost a 10 plus. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I definitely think that 8 or Putzi will agree with me. This is also just a perfect 10 in the metal and hard rock music. It's Number of the Beasts, Iron Maiden. Yeah, you know, this album just needs no comments at all. It's just perfect. Perfect 10. And then, yes, definitely the biggest AOR. It really is the biggest AOR band in the entire world. Of course, this is Escape by Journey. This definitely has to be in the perfect 10. You know, their biggest hits: Don't Stop Believing, Stone in Love, Who's Crying Now, Keep on Running, you know, Steal the Ride, Escape, Lay It Down, Dead or Alive, Mother, Father, Open Arms. All these tracks are just stunning. And of course, you know, with one of the greatest vocalists in the entire world, Steve Perry. Perfect 10, Journey. Then I picked 2 albums by one band, and of course they released much more albums, but I consider these ones as their best actually. And this is by the band Camelot, and this is the Black Hollow. It's I think it was from 2005, and I also have it on CD. But yeah, this is the vinyl, and it's such a great album. And then their following album from this is of course Ghost Opera. I also have this on CD, and you know, when it just was released for the very first time, I had that CD. I had it for days in my CD player, really. I just couldn't get enough of it, and so definitely this is a perfect 10, and almost I consider this as an 11. Yeah, it's a great album, really recommend it. Then also 2 LPs by just one band, both by Kingdom Come, and I couldn't choose. These are the first albums they released once. This is of course their the debut album, and it's also self-titled. You know, Living Out of Touch, Pushing Hard, What Love Can Be, you know, all those kinds of tracks. And this is In Your Face, which they released after that. Kingdom Come, you know, Do You Like It, Who Do You Love, Highway 6, Perfect O, Overrated, Stargazer, all those kinds of tracks. And you know, almost the similar voice to Robert Plant, you know, by Lenny Wolf, of course. And yeah, perfect melodic hard rock AOR kind of music. Perfect 10s. Kingdom Come. Also perfect 10 to me, it's Vivid by Living Colour. This was such a great album, you know, A Cult of Personality and all those kinds of great tracks. This is definitely perfect 10. Also perfect 10 to me, and I think, in my opinion, this is one of the best albums he ever released. It's Odyssey by Yngwie Malmsteen. Yeah, Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. And of course this was with one of my most favorite singers, Jolene Turner. So, you know, yeah, Rising Force, Hold On, Heaven Tonight, Dreaming, Right in the Dungeons, Deja Vu, Crystal Ball, what a stunning track. And you know, really recommend it. Perfect 10. Also perfect 10 in the metal scene definitely is Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. I don't need to say more about this, you know. Of course, with the perfect guitarist Marty Friedman, and unfortunately he isn't one of the band members anymore. But you know, Skin of My Teeth, A Symphony of Destruction, you know, Sweating Bullets, This Was My Life, Countdown to Extinction, of course. Yeah, you know, stunning album. Perfect 10. Megadeth. Also perfect 10 in the metal scene is of course the very first album by Metallica, Kill 'Em All. Yeah, and in fact I just could have picked any Metallica album, Master of Puppets for example, but I just picked one. Perfect 10. And I'd rather prefer the earlier Metallica, you know, before, yeah. So until the Black Album, yeah, I think I do like their sound more, if you know what I mean. But okay, that's yeah, kind of personal taste, I guess. Definitely, yeah, it's I definitely think he was one of the greatest guitarists, and unfortunately he isn't among us anymore. This is definitely one of his best albums. Still Got the Blues, Gary Moore. May the good God have his soul. We really miss him. What a great guitarist he was. Also perfect 10, of course. Nevermind, Nirvana. When this album came out for the very first time, wow, what a monster. You know, it was so really, you know, we didn't hear this kind of sounds through the radio before. So yeah, you know, perfect 10. Nirvana. Also perfect 10 to me, and yeah, I think most metal hard rock fans will agree with me. It's Randy Rhoads Tributes by Ozzy Osbourne. What a great album. Perfect 10. No words needed. Okay, the next one, it's Empire by Queensryche. What a great album, you know, and Best I Can, Thin Line, Jet City Woman, also yeah, Empire of course, and Silent Lucidity. Man, what a huge monster of a hit, you know, and I still think it's one of their most beautiful tracks. So yeah, really recommend it. Queensryche, Empire. I definitely think this is one of the greatest Rainbow albums. Long live rock and roll. Of course also with Ronnie James Dio as a lead singer. So yeah, great gatefold too. And you know, what do I need to say more? Perfect 10. Another Rainbow album with a totally different vocalist, but you know, because Rainbow did have several vocalists, but I just couldn't pass this on because yeah, this album contains Jolene Turner as the lead vocalist, you know. So, and this is of course Band Out of Shape, and yeah, also of course Roger Glover and Richie Blackmore, and but yeah, Jolene Turner is just one of my most favorite lead vocalists, and this is also yeah, it's maybe a little bit different from what Rainbow fans were used to, you know, But yeah, it's just more AOR kind of style in this LP. But yeah, I'm a big AOR fan and also big Jolyn Turner fan. So yeah, perfect 10 to me. Well, also definitely perfect 10. This was I think it was the first LP, but I'm not sure. This is Soldiers Under Command, Striper. You know, they were mid-80s, yeah, 1985. They were one of the first hard rock bands with Christian lyrics. So, but you know, and many people who didn't hear their music before, they just laughed a little about it until they began to play, you know. And I thought, whoa, those guys are actually pretty good. So yeah, you know, this band has so much respect from me. It's great music. Soldiers Under Command makes me want to sing Together Forever, you know, Reach Out, Surrender, all those tracks. Striper, perfect 10. Then also perfect 10. Because, you know, this album is, you know, I was really impressed when it first came out, and it still is one of the greatest hard rock albums in our collection. This is the very first, it's the self-titled album by Steelheart. And what a monster of a lead vocalist. Wow, what a voice he had. Yeah, you know. And tracks like Love Ain't Easy, Can't Stop Loving You, Everybody Loves Eileen, I'll Never Let You Go, you know, Sheila, Gimme Gimme, She's Gone. What a great track, you know. Perfect 10. Also a perfect 10. And it's also, yeah, great melodic hard rock, late 80s or mid 80s. No, it's 1987. It's Tell No Tales by TNT. What a great album, and in my opinion, still one of their best. You know, everyone's a star, 10,000 lovers in one, as far as the eye can see, Sapphire. Child's Play, Listen to Your Heart, you know, all those kinds of tracks. What a great album. Perfect 10. And then again a little touch from the Dutch, because this guitarist, he's a Dutchman, and he also played in an American hard rock band for I think it was mid 80s. So yeah, late 80s. He played in the band Whitesnake, and but here in Holland he had his own band before Whitesnake, Vandenberg. And of course this is Artje, or Adrian Vandenberg as they call him in you know, America. But yeah, in Dutch he is his name is Artje, so Artje van den Berg. And but Vandenberg, yeah, they released really great albums, and I also we also have them in our collection, but I just picked the compilation LP now because it contains all the perfect hits, you know, like for example, Your Love Is in Vain, Nothing to Lose, Burning Heart, Wait, Welcome to the Club, Alibi, Different Worlds, you know. Perfect 10. Vandenberg. Also, yeah, perfect 10 to me, and also a slight little touch from the Dutch, because the two brothers in this this band, they were born in Holland, actually. They were born in Nijmegen, both, and of course I'm talking about Eddie and Alex Van Halen, and this is the album 1984. So Van Halen, of course, with David Lee Roth, and it among others contains, of course, their major hit Jump. Perfect 10. Also Van Halen related, because I just couldn't choose actually. These are 2 LPs by David Lee Roth. As you can see, Skyscraper, how do you announce that? And this is Eat 'Em and Smile. And of course, here on this LP you already hear Steve Vai as a guitarist. And you know, Yankee Rose and all those tracks. And here, yeah, Just Like Paradise, and you know, great albums. Perfect 10s. Also, Perfect 10, one of the greatest melodic hard rock bands that have ever existed here in the Netherlands, Vengeance. And this is their, in my opinion, one of their best albums, Take It or Leave It. And it contains, among others, Rock and Roll Shower, Take Me to the Limits, and you know, also a great track is Looks of a Winner. And of course, one of the band members, maybe you can see it here, it's Arjen Lucassen, and he now is, you know, of course, busy with his projects Ariane and all those kinds of things. So this was once the band from Arjen Lucassen, Vengeance, Perfect 10. Also, definitely Perfect 10, and yeah, you must agree with me, he's such an excellent guitarist, and yeah, this is still this is my most favorite album still, and it's Passion and Warfare by Steve Vai. And yeah, of course there are almost no vocals on this album, but yeah, it's yeah, mostly instrumental, but still Perfect 10, you know. Answers, yeah, Ballerina, The Riddle, For the Love of God, you know, stunning track. The Audience Is Listening, I Would Love To, Crazy Kid Stuff, and all those. Perfect album. Perfect 10. Also perfect, yeah, hard rock 10 to me. It's the album Pride by White Lion. It's more, yeah, really 80s melodic hard rock, AOR kind of music. And this was released in 1987. And you know, tracks like Lonely Nights, Don't Give Up, and Wait, All You Need Is Rock and Roll, When the Children Cry, perfect track. And yeah, you know, I've played this album really a lot, and perfect 10 to me. White Lion. Yeah. Then the last album I want to show in this metal part for the perfect 10s, and this is Contagious by Y&T. So as you probably see, yeah, yeah, I agree that we are pretty much 80s hard rock influenced, and yeah, you know, of course we do listen to recent hard rock and metal, but yeah, mostly we just still like the 80s music, if you know what I mean. So yeah, well, those were my perfect 10s in metal music. And as I already said in the beginning of this video, I have a whole stack of records also to show you as perfect 10s, but they're all other kinds of music. Okay, so yeah, I want to shoot a different part for that, and I hope you liked it so far. And yeah, I hope this is what you quite expected from my answering your thread, Final Jim. And yeah, of course, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Yes, and yeah, this was pretty much the metal part for the Perfect Tens LPs, and I will switch now to the other kinds of music, Perfect Tens. Okay, so hope to see you there too. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you soon. Bye bye.